Hey, what's good, chat? Oh, every time with that. Um, we're here, the final day, the final trial, the final case, the final everything. That's it. Ace Turn 2 is done after this. We've officially gone through the whole game. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. It's been a good time though. I've enjoyed this one. So far, I still think the Steel Samurai case has been the best case out of all of the games. Well, at least out of these two. But we're definitely, I think, in a good spot. I think this one's still good. Definitely improvements overall. The fun new mechanics, interesting things. Like being able to present characters, the profiles. That's really nice. Allows for some more interesting scenarios. And I don't know, other things that this came up to that I can't think of right now. There it is. Well, so the plan is kind of dependent on how long this takes. I think I'm hoping it'll probably take up about the normal amount of time to get through everything. The final trial, and then credits, and any post-credit scenes or anything like that. But I don't know. Hopefully it does take about a normal amount of time, take us to about a normal ending time, or well, a roughly normal ending time, even if it is a little on the early side. It's close. If not, if it's like super short, we'll just play some gear, I guess. That or I don't know, maybe like something else. But I don't think we'll need to do that to fill out the time. But we can, that's an option. And then tomorrow, plan is to play Strive. It might change, I might choose to do something else, but the plan currently is to play Strive. And then after that, Saturday, Sunday are up in the air as always. And then Tuesday we'll start Ace 3 and start the ending of the trilogy, and then move into I don't know what yet. I have some ideas. I also don't have ideas, so we're in kind of a limbo, I guess. Not really. I don't know. I guess now's a good time. I mean, I'm always checking this constantly. See if there's any new information for the Ruined King game. It has been still just set as 2021. I mean, the store page is still up. It just says coming 2021. Yo, is that a new trailer though? No, it's not. It's the gameplay trailer. Never mind. Screenshots look real nice though. God, I want this game to come out, especially since the Rise of the Sentinels event was kind of eh overall. It wasn't bad, but I also wouldn't say it was necessarily good. Hey, you can buy all the classic Final Fantasy. Are these like the re-RPG ones? Like the repixels? Yeah. The pixel remasters. Oh, okay, there's at least a bundle on Steam. I don't know why they're not all bundled to begin with, but sure. It's $12. Why is it $12 to get Final Fantasy 1? That's kind of ridiculous. Oh boy. I don't know. I kind of want to play with them though. Play some of those ones. The remasters. But I don't know. My problem with like the remasters is just they're so expensive. Like it's literally $75 to get the first 6 Final Fantasies. from the remasters, the repixels, the pixel remaster things, because Final Fantasy 1 and 2 are $12 and the other ones are $18. Like, what up with that? Why is it so expensive? Why is it $80? I mean, I guess it is 6 games, but sheesh. And also some like also the OSTs and wallpapers for free, but still, $80. I mean, I get again, like it's $80 for 6 games, but it's also 6 games from the NES and Super Nintendo. All games that can be emulated for free and look just as good through. Well, actually, maybe not just as good. Yeah, well, I don't know, maybe. There's mods for that, right? People do that. People make updated texture mods and stuff. I guess there's also other features, though, that these might have, but I don't know. I'm interested. I just wish it wasn't so much money. Because it really is basically $80 for the first 6 Final Fantasies. I don't know if it's really worth, like, spending the money on. I'm sure to some people it is. I don't know if it is for me. I've only ever really played 6. I mean, I've technically tried 1 a few times, but every time I play 1, I get lost. Because it's not like any real direction. And sometimes I just miss where something is, and so. But that's not Ace Attorney, nor is that related. So let's just get into Ace Attorney. It's a little dark, don't mind me. I got nothing, really, other than everything I've already stated about our current plans for upcoming games and what we're doing, so I guess let's go ahead and get into the trial. This is it. This will be the last thing we do with Ace Attorney 2. At least for now. We might come back at some point and replay these. Who knows? They're very charming. Quite nice. Huff, huff. Ugh. How did I get into this mess? I got real confused for a moment. That's how the game opened. That's far enough! You can't run forever! Mr. Phoenix, right? What? Hold up. Hold up. What? What have I done wrong? Is this? Just a simple defense attorney? Silence. Did I mess up? Am I no longer worthy of your title? I'm a little confused. I've had this dream before, someplace, some time ago. Okay, good. I was like, did I do something wrong? As if this day was written into my destiny. Today, I'll stand in court as a lawyer. To prove a killer innocent. Yeah, we kind of learned that. Okay. I got real concerned that like somehow I accidentally started over. March 23rd, 9:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Excellent. Ugh. My eyes are starting to hurt. So I'm going to put on my gamer goggles. We're just gonna listen to the Steel Samurai theme. Yo. It do be a bop, though. Yo, that bass, though? Oh, that bass be grooving, yo. Alright. Beep. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look... oh, God. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Listen up. Better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? Get that creepy slime bag and not guilty. I'll never forgive you either. Or forgive you ever. Not either. Maya. Phoenix? Phoenix? Mia? How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? Yes, I tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what? What am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But... Can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Ugh, it's an accursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah, Gumshoe! I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? Hey, let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then, you're some sort of a lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up, Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down. We're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserved, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then he can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. I don't know why I said that. It's like a quick, believe in us, please. We need the help. I'm gonna give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? Something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. The strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. Make the trial last as long as I can. I'm sure he'll come through, I know it. Honestly, he will. He always comes through. Gumshoe's a good guy. I like Gumshoe. I wish his pay would stop getting cut for no reason. March 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Which I guess, actually, that's probably a good time to mention it, for anyone that doesn't know. In the manual for this game, in fact, it's something that I learned and just kind of always forgot to mention, but while I'm thinking about it, the confetti at the end of every trial. According to the game manual that comes with the game, the actual physical game, Race 32, Gumshoe himself is the one who throws that confetti and cuts it up himself. All of it. He does all of that by hand, by himself, just to celebrate your win. What a great guy he is. And that's canon. That's a real thing. That's actually how that works. Court is now in session for the trial of Madame Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Ender's role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard. And then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. You're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is it? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. An assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Carida was killed by a professional assassin. In fact, he has a whole creed of them after him. The person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt On Guard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, but I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. We still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. The night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But, you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. On God's room. Okay, sure. Oh boy. I'm sorry, Mr. Willpowers. I don't want to bully you. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. I was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is not a big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. On God was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Visit to Matt's room. The ceremony I went myself? Matt's room? The defendant's room? Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright? What is it? You're going to try and trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one says you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do a lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? That's not accurate. Every time Gumshoe's on the stand, I don't accuse him. Actually? Now that I'm thinking about it... No, it's not with Larry either. Whenever it's Larry or Gumshoe, I never accuse them, but everyone else I do. Witness. I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. So you went to the defendant's room, then... Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn to the bad guy here? I don't know, Phoenix. Someone's nickel samurai costume? Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then. If that's the case, then you really can't be mistaken. And... what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? Talking with someone? Like a bellboy? At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. That sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Guess I'll have to wait patiently on this one. Pushed the two of them for a while and then gave up. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Tip? That's a really normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. I guess so. So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya, the little pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. It smells like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Remember the incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room still in his nickel samurai costume. Talking to someone at first? I thought it was the bell. I feel like we can probably get something out of that, right? I guess I was told that there might be something else. At first, what do you mean by that? It was going bellboy. What is that? I think that, Mr. Oh, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated, you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. Spellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? You might give the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, that's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. That's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. But Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. Let's ask about the face. What's so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps. Him, I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of this guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches? Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like if that thread snapped, all of the stuff in his head would come spilling out. Yeah. He was there, at Ungar's house. He was the butler. What is it, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That means On Guard was talking with D. Killer. If that fact were to be exposed, On Guard would be declared guilty in a blink. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief. You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? What did you just say, Your Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. We're just going around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony. Gave him a tip. What's so strange about that? It's not a poor penny pincher like me. Put in his pocket, turn around, I was shocked. On Guard's tip. Tell me about his tip, not the shaft, just the tip. Oh, I'm sorry. That was bad. That was really dumb. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tip, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. This is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? I mean, he's got a point. I'm gonna get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, what was it? payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carida. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley D. Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley D. Killer? He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley D. Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. The second time. Yeah, this time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. That's when that bellboy earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... You mean what? Thank you very much, that is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done, there's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was surely Mr. D. Killer, then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. I beg to disagree. The second time. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And what time was it? Well, I don't remember. You would say right at 8 p.m., right? I went to bed pretty soon after that, and then I came back. I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time? I wanted for details, sorry, Mr. Powers. Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, who really pays attention to something like that? Like, if I'm at a ceremony, I'm not gonna clock what time of the night I went to the bathroom. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah! And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform, after all. But, you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. Which room did the bellboy come out of? Juan Carida's? The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears? It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next? The bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? Bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I'm not gonna lie. Initially, I probably wouldn't think it would be that weird. I'd probably be like, oh, he probably just set the tray down on the table. That's it. That would be my first thought. I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or...? Well, let's try to pull a fast one on him. Why not? Why not lose? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, boys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed. Ever. False. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth. You're going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious?
I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. It was kind of strange for the bellboy to come out of the guest room empty-handed.
So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed?
Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hands, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it.
Juice? What kind of juice was it?
I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice.
You come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Some sort of proof, and I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? It's another job for the court record. Yeah, they're the assassin, I'm sure of it.
Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief.
Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it'd be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin. Yes, but you can't give in yet. You want to prolong this trial for as long as possible? You're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. I think... It was kind of strange for the boy to come up empty-handed. The wine glass, right? He said it was... Yeah, he said it was tomato juice. Yeah! Mr. Powers.
Yes?
You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true.
But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
Judge a book by its cover, Mr. Powers. You should know better than that yourself. So, a baseball has stitches? Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches?
Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here.
This is the crime scene.
There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Cordo's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what's on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Cordo's room. He left the tray in the room. That's why he was empty-handed when he left.
But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Corda was already dead at that time?
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
I blame you for leading me down this road.
I'm terribly sorry. What is it with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot.
Huh? What?
That bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind.
Why does this make the bellboy look really suspicious? Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones.
So? A football is made of leather? Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather?
But that man, he received a large amount of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh, yes, please, tell us more. Okay. Okay.
Their second meeting.
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door. Just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. And the old guy just left, without even going into the room. Yeah, after that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat.
Wow, that's real tight. Okay.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, thanks went to the defendant's room? Yeah, kind of saw that by accident. Some accident? I thought you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Their second meeting. After leaving Han's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? It may be poor underpaid action star, or be a poor underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the bathroom with my left eye in a sort of sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, let's really mad if he was doing it over or underhandedly. What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. He's looking at the person in the room. I said, hold it! Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. Probably ask him only one question at a time. Ask him a question at a time. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? You're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Vanguard's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Vanguard himself, I'd say. And then what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, after he gave the person inside the room the thing? What is the thing? I love the pronoun game, bro! Give me the other part of the pronoun game. Let's keep dancing around it. What is this something? He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. You sure really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. The bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. Now he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all he could see was the person's arm. Yes. It was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was... no. Oh. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. Say for sure. But I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Statue? Yeah, it kind of looks like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know? Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm gonna have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. I have to trust your instinct on this one. Take a chance, Phoenix. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue the testimony. What did the bellboy do after that? The guy just left, came out of the room? Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Vanguard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hotel. Went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. I went to the bathroom in the back of my seat. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh, yeah, I saw that one thing. What? Saw something else? There was this very alien with a ray gun. He was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think they forget about the alien. Mr. Powers' testimony just now, it's just as vague as its first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clear. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Gives me across the room. Some sort of wooden statue. Oh, the wood figurine! Maybe?
Yeah. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Pregnant pause? What? That can't possibly be correct. I'm looking this up. Can the word pregnant be used like that? There's no way. Full of meaning, significant, or suggestive? A pregnant pause! That is a real statement. That is a real thing that you can say. The more you know. I don't know if I'd ever say that, though. That's kind of weird.
Where did that objection come from? Speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers? The something you saw. Was it this item?
Oh, hey! That's it! That's the something! Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
If I recall, we found this at Madame Guard's mansion.
At the defendant's house?
Oh boy.
What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the Killer assassinated one right in this room. Then he stole his wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
And then the bear being found at Mr. Onguard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Madame Guard is the killer's client.
Order! I said order!
Mr. Wright.
This is a most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come out. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't turned to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it, too.
I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor? A minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, you can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who received the bear. We have no proof that it was necessarily Mr. Power, not Mr. Powers. We have no proof that it was Matt. It could have been, Adrian Andrews. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear.
He gave something to a person inside the room.
I'm sorry, but I only said the person's name. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of...
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then please give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remembered who took the bear.
What? Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm. But the arm... It was the Nickel Samurai arm, I swear.
You've got to be kidding! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! It looks like you dug your own grave, yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count.
So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai? And, as we all know, Matt on Guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Have we already forgotten?
Well, thanks to the defense, we've made that all clearer.
What am I supposed to do now, Mia? Help! You don't have time to act loose. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry.
Now, I will bring this cross-examination to
Your Honor!
Again, Mr. Wright. You've got to remove any and all questionable area from this testimony. About time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright.
I have to find something. Even one more little point will do.
There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright.
I mean, technically the person who received the bear. We still technically... Just because it was the Nickel Samurai doesn't mean it was Matt on guard. There was one thing Mr. Price Testament is very unclear. Identity if we received the bear. Persons in the room. I'm sorry, those reasons are. Okay, this is just a repeat. You gotta be kidding me! Oh my god! Order. Digging my own grave! Need help! Hold it! Your Honor! Okay. I'm glad we wasted time on that. Oh, I mean, the bear itself is quite strange. I think it's pretty obvious that this bear itself is very questionable. The bear, Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Onguard's mansion. However, Mr. Onguard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh, I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Matt Onguard or Mr. Onguard who took this bear to his mansion. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Phew. Disaster averted. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Onguard's mansion. That's how you're completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. The butler, all this time, he was the killer? The killer and Onguard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at the Onguard's mansion as its butler. What a bold move. But that figurine was brought back to Onguard's mansion by the killer himself. Then how did he get a hold of it? When it looked like it was about to be arrested, Onguard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack at all? Yeah, well, how did he get it back? I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion. As well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client, who hired the assassin to commit the murder, who was Mr. Matt Onguard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out I know it would turn out this way. After all, the truth is said it is the truth. Any less objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do? You have to raise an objection. I will now announce my... There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. One thing I have left is one dirty truth. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. That was a little weird. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, the very same figurine was found at the Onguard mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is D-Killer's real client. The real client? Yes. Tisk, tisk. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who you say is D-Killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer? It would have to be... Francisca von Karma! No, it would be, Adrian Andrews. Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Onguard for the crime. By wearing a spare Nickel Samurai costume. Then... the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw. That could have very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. Ungard? What about Mr. Ungard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding the secret in Mr. Ungard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Andrews, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Huh, I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. Not something petty. Murder of all things. It's to save Maya. It's to save Maya. If the whole world turns against me, there's one fight I can't give up on.
Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor.
Benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edwards.
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory.
Oh boy.
Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear?
He's right. The good did specially bring that bear on guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear.
Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
What? I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh boy. So, March 23rd, 11:54 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian.
Oh, I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick!
Girls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
But really strong power?
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe.
That's good! Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Whew, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? Don't have any more time!
If we just had one, even a single clue would really help. It would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued, but... Did I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent.
Mia?
It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me.
So it was Maya that called you away?
She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window, about 300 feet away.
Gumshoe. Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry!
And? I could see a mailbox from the window just outside.
Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like it was an old office building, but maybe the 3rd floor or so?
I heard it. Oh, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer.
March 23rd at 12:05 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court will now reconvene. The killer of the man who murdered the victim handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand.
What up, girl? How you doing?
Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, we have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of the murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you ever seen this barrel from Miss Andrews?
Of course I have.
You've seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, you should please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets.
Alright.
Why? Why does she...
The bear figurine.
Oh boy! All right.
Get into it. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. And its center is a small cavity, just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, it looks gonna be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I completely forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Looks like there really was something that bear after all. A bear figurine. This is an elaborate puzzle? Puzzle? That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
True enough. People who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? For the correct order, it can be taken apart piece by time, or one piece at a time. So you can take it apart. Or so you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing it? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. Like he's 5 all over again.
Oh! Don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? There's one cavity. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you.
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be a perfect for Milan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews.
Let's continue with your testimony.
So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
No, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Who else knows this bear is actually a small container, or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. Two of you, huh?
And of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right?
I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Figuring updated in the court record. A wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Karida and Andrews know how to open it. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there's only one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. The bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside? right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Or witness? Yes. You're the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. May I have opened it? Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Carter's former manager, Celeste Impax. But until now, no one knew of its whereabouts. But just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carter himself. It seems Celeste Impax had a very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. That is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
I was hoping we'd get to see it. I want to know what it says.
Order!
Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Miss Redwood's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, the next logical question. What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think.
Note that I believe it is only appropriate
the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. If I was going to burn it, for her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I cannot allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well.
It was whispering loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her notes, Celeste Impax left us a record of all that had happened to her. Of being used and then thrown away by On Guard. Of being engaged to Corda, and On Guard's role in destroying that. Of how she decided in her despair to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impax had to say. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard. Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor,
is to establish a motive for murder.
Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. And after the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word!
Not On Guard values above all else, its refreshing like a spring breeze image.
Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost!
A suicide note added to the court record. But he wouldn't have known that that's... On Guard's fault that woman killed herself. And this time, he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps, too.
There's no room for doubt here. Mr. D. Killer's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. The person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
We're supposed to escape from this one. Try the hesitation, Phoenix. I'm sure hasn't called yet, but you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time.
Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note.
Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel's already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry. Suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? The figurine. Because... On Guard doesn't know about it. He wouldn't have known. He would have known about the note, but not the figurine.
Please wait, Your Honor.
Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. Like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
Hey! The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Corridor. Actually, he wouldn't know either. At the request of his client, of course.
So what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. Decler's client was not on guard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell just by looking at this bear that it's really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt on guard thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none.
Oh, well, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there's no reason why Mr. On Guard would ever want a jewelry box like this. Good point.
Order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Fortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Uh-huh.
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
There's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? That spy camera was in my possession. Matt on Guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival, even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, on Karaita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on Guard. That still doesn't necessarily know.
Order! Ahem, Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor?
You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities!
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking that I had the camera that was stuffed in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Don't use Bug Sweeper? By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt on Guard fingerprints are on there.
Well, Phoenix? I think those cameras are hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. On Guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. Gotta be good this time. I don't have anything to counter. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Gosh, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so, ew, nasty. Phoenix.
Yes, Chief?
Have you figured out what you're going to do next? What I'm going to do next? What the hell, am I like a frightened child were? It seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case. But, in his eagerness to prove his point, forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I'd really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think this time I finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What's this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it was? Or what it is that still needs to be looked at? Or should I let it go? No, present the objection. 100%. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Do I have... Is it a separate thing, or is it is a separate thing? The transmitter. Ooh, well, I guess. Probably the camera itself then? Since this one said that it was set to record from 8 p.m.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed. But I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter. Whoops.
Mr. Wright, after this trial is over, I would like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss.
Oopsies. Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to speak, at least use your brain to make up something intelligent. So you're telling me that I forgot something?
You should close, Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe the transmitter then?
Oh god, no. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know if there's anything we have then. That was my only thought. I'm gonna drop the save right now just to be sure. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta present something. Okay. Well, you know, maybe the no. Right? I mean, Edric likes to really be thorough and examine everything, but we haven't really looked at it. Like, we just got the no. We just found it inside the bear.
That is, in fact, suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh!
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed.
That's true. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be serious.
You're right. Are you saying suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. On Guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into the bear? How dare you?
Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. Made it. I can read. Whew.
What?
Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve this puzzle is the witness herself. Ah. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could have it, so you could use it to frame Matt on Guard. I didn't know such thing.
Right, you're going to pronounce the suicide note a fake. Then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
Ugh. That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, you confirm the handwriting of the suicide.
It is as the defense has stated the handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
Impossible.
That's impossible!
This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day? I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Running analysis my butt, that's just what lawyers trying to buy more time.
The guard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, guilty, guilty. This isn't a jury court, this is a judge court. Shut up. What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe? What is with him? What's with that sign? Where's Maya? What happened to D-Killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you, I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal, but two of them are already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time. But... don't tell them we don't. We don't have any more. Guilty, 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 guilty. Shut up. Do you hear that? We're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. It's to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Oh, hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law! I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. What? Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, the battery. I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. So wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping. It's hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Whew! Thank you, Edgeworth. March 23rd, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Planet Lobby number 3. Right. What's going on with Maya's situation? The D-Killer, looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report! Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But D-Killer left a few things behind by accident and is rushed to get away. A few things? Can you use any of them as evidence? I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I'd swipe the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. There's my Hunger Junk card. Say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright. Just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. That's probably not a good idea. Items left by the murderer, huh? There's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Did he just crash into the building? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? He's gotta hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone was broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, don't get those items before they do. The police will take possession of them. No! You can't let that happen. Well, if there's a way we can find out where he is, we stand a chance. Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Oh my god. Somebody find out exactly where he is at this moment? There's gotta be a way. Oh, there is! That's right, there is! That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure I can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Through Francisco, because he's got like a tracker on him at all times. Are you bringing up Francisco at a time like... Oh, I see. We'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but here's all we have. Francisco. Does she even want to help us? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now... I'm putting the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. Doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is prosecution Edgeworth here? Prosecutor Edgeworth. Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. To be continued. But I actually am going to take a quick moment to grab my water. Because... Oh man! This being the finale and all, there's a lot of big energy. A lot of issues. So... I will be back momentarily to go grab my water bottle, so that we can finish this trial up, and hopefully Gumshoe's fine. I really hope he's fine. Hope we didn't get into like an actual bad car crash. Oh man. This is really testing my voice acting chops, I'm not gonna lie. All this constant voice flipping. Crazy. I'm also gonna swap out my Joy-Cons over here. Now is a great time to do that, because I need to do that. Oh, and that one's on the floor. Alright. Drop these into the dock. We go. Go ahead and resave it up. We can get back into it. Seriously though, you wanna practice some voice acting?
real tough stuff. Just, well, honestly, play any visual novel, not just an Ace Attorney game. Play a visual novel and just do those fast swaps. Ace Attorney's pretty good for it though, because there's a lot of high energy, quick moments like in the heat of it during the trials. Also, Ace Attorney anime, ooh, dude, they do such a great job. I really love the they visualize things. They'll like make a big objection, and this huge like gust of wind just shoots them into the wall. It's hilarious. It's like a sports anime but for law. It's great. It's so ridiculous. I love it. Anyways, I believe the newest season that's coming up, I think covers Ace Attorney 3. Could be wrong. Maybe they might already be past that, but I think that's what season 2 covers is Ace Attorney 3. Maybe 4 as well. March 23rd. Oh god, that was a loud one. 2:35 p.m. Just record part number 3. Oh, I got more coming too. I got more sneezes. It's gonna be a great time here. Oh. Alright. The recess has ended. Vote will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? I too am curious as to know what is wrong with Edgeworth. Yep, I wonder what's wrong with Edgeworth. I wonder if we'll find out. That would be kind of interesting to know, you know? Anyway, sorry, drinking water. Okay. Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Oh. Okay. Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Karida. Mr. Karida? Well. It looks like Miss Impax never wrote the suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so that facts remain And so that facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. Let's say that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. I'm going to save before I make a fool out of myself, like I already have. Ooh, it was rough. All right, we had a hard time in the first part. Had us in the first half. I genuinely don't know. Oh, you know, he was spying, right? Well, that's probably it, right? The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. The camera.
What is this little item called again?
The video camera, Your Honor? Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, the camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note.
Ah!
Not necessarily, but...
So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was, it had suddenly disappeared into thin air.
But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard's monitored Mr. Cord 24 hours a day.
Of course, the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of.
Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why didn't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place?
Yeah. Get wrecked, Edgeworth.
Order. Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured.
Huh?
As you figured.
As I figured it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard's motive through the evidence, then they must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth shuddering. This doesn't like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the Killer to commit the murder. That's impossible! Who will know? No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? Yes, go on, who is it?
The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer.
Oh, Mr. D. Killer. What? Wait! Shelley the Killer?
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, how?
Do you mean the killer? I mean, the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here? Witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is this alright with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I don't know if it really is alright to do this.
Very well, then the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Man, my chair is so loud lately. I don't know what's up with it. Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please.
Well, very good, sir.
My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say! What is going on here?
Your Honor.
How can you remain so calm? What's the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. D. Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure that this is really Mr. D. Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley the Killer. Oh, I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry.
Maya?
Maya?
A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under the circumstances, so...
Now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida, is this correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. But now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Oh, very well.
This is just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Lady Killer. What is he going to say? He's probably gonna lie, honestly. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. That is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It's my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. Killer seems to be a very clever man. I will say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. D. Killer is only stating the truth.
He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between the clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so take go and collect the Phoenix. Man, am I about to flip this and have to start to prove that it is actually, in fact, the client? You can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please tell us your client's...
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state.
You know what the word first means.
Sorry. Go on. Oh, well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
Well, because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that's why you're testifying in this manner. It's the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the D-Killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
That's never happened before, but if it ever did, yes. That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
Oh, that's enough, please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. That is the reason I looked down this witness stand.
Well, that seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're going to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. The client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another to the crime in order to save themselves. This is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You gave you the right to be so high and mighty.
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
Ah, no, I didn't say anything.
He would better watch himself.
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
That egomaniac, that egomaniacal.
It's no good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting.
I don't really care about all the extra fluff. Just tell us the name already.
Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. I think it's more important than the trust between the client and himself. There on this witness stand. Oh. Don't care about all this extra fluff. The trust between you and your client. In the service of official manner. The rules. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person.
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. I would have figured.
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. If it is crystal clear that your value or trust over all else, I believe we are ready. Excellent. Here's an on the witness stand. What is it? I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews? Adrian Andrews? Yep, Adrian Andrews! What? Witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Great hell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? I guess that Mr. D. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm trying to get an audience with this court. Mr. D. Killer told him a different name. Madame Guard, perhaps? I knew it. How'd I know this was coming? This is outrageous. I was deceived. Prosecution is... The witness is trying to frame me. For one that hasn't seen that video, I highly recommend it. Eighth party but written by an AI. It's outrageous. The defense is trying to frame me. That's a line from that's very funny. Just an AI that spewed out a bunch of random nonsense. It somehow got the tone and the quality and the general writing of an Ace Attorney case correct. It's so fun. Like at one point, the witness just accuses Edgeworth of being the murderer. It's so good. This witness is telling a very serious lie. Well, you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Chevy D. Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is not on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help prosecute his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Right, it really, the more Ace Attorney you see, the more you realize just how accurate it is. Because it really, it's just so true. And of course, there's a guy, he voiced it all. Admittedly, he didn't do such fun voices with it, but he still did it. He read all of it out. It's so funny. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive, and has instead provided the suicide note, which is fortunately created by the victim. Furthermore, there was a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. Most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. D. Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means Mr. Malon Guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion, and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? Where is this going? Unguard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. On guard, my client. I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? But who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley D. Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. It wasn't me? Listen, everyone, please. That's what he just now. It was all one big lie. Miss Andrews. Suicide note may have been a fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. In Juan's death. It was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. The testimony just now? You have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. D. Killer himself was testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. A knife, a button, and donning the nickel samurai costume. But you even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. just wanted to follow her. And you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both dead.
No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Oh, I feel so bad for her. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I'd ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? I can't. I can't. I can't do it. I feel bad. She doesn't deserve it. I mean, sure, she might have... She's got other crimes that she's guilty of. She didn't kill anyone. It's not her fault. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept I'm not guilty. You're a lawyer. I know. But Madame Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. Let Miss Andrews be convicted. And I'm no better than on guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. But it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? Never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Well, I mean, I would hope you trust him. He's only your definitely not official boyfriend. Let's be real, he is. We all know it's true. Come on.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please?
The defense requests that we be allowed further question Mr. D. Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But... The witness heard your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth, that is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive, here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection to Mr. D. Killer. Right away, Your Honor.
Ooh. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done.
Well, what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. D. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? You know, it would be like that. Not my client part too. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Coretta was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planning of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events. For the fifth time now? However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
Cross-examine. The cross-examiner.
Well, you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. You have a choice here.
Huh? Why? This witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you screwed his testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony? I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us. Yeah, it do be like that.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicion on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
No. I'm not thinking of... Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that?
Your Honor, guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty!
Goodness. Let's continue.
Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not?
I would like to think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah, well, an occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. D-Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. This is outrageous. This is an attempt to frame me. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, the card. But no one has to waste their time, including the police. I was making a point. Make things as easy as possible. Don't make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, don't stab in deceit with a knife. Even hide my card from sight. This is something I cannot overlook. Well, it's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So, you're saying most clients didn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. With my services, Mr. Attorney, I suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. There's no intention of using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? From the very beginning, that is correct. From before my client visited the room, all of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. It's odd. So, why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if I say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. And that's all you had to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to stand again. Again? And then you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? What kind of man the judge thinks I am now? What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. But you realize it'll be very bad for my client, right? I'm so confused. But one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Oh man, which one did Edgeworth? Massa. I don't remember. It was like one where it was like, oh. That was written his clients. body and entered the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carida was dead. Question of implanting of the knife and button. Ooh. That isn't correct, right? Didn't she say she thought he was just fainted? Or something like that? Like passed out? So... what happened with that? Yeah, if I remember right, she came in, saw him, thought, oh, he's probably just like passed out, and then poured the glass, right? And then after found out he was dead, she stabbed the knife, grabbed the button, put on the costume, and left. Maybe the glass? Yeah! Alright. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D. Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carida had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From the wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. D. Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Carida had already fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. The glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edwards, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask for such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. Adrian Andrews' client, as you claim. Your client should have known, or should have had knowledge of Mr. Carida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection with this absurd situation? Phoenix? If he clearly figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like this, or like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was awfully weak objection from the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. Prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the requested, or when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. We wait for the items D. Killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Request taken. This request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. I'm going to start your cross-examination, please. About a week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I would hope you keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. Seems like a date and time. Okay. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. Well, I tried to fulfill all of the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Press further. So, what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Guaida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. What are you talking about this bear puzzle? Inside that figurine was a suicide note. And actually, the victim brought it with him in his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. No, that is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. Let's see. Well, Mr. White, is this suspicion of any importance? Probably? Well, no, probably not. That doesn't really mean anything, right? Tues-Thurs that sounds plausible, but in the end, it's just his conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think this is very important. Well then, witness, please continue. Not a certain bar. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was that brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give a few more details. I was with my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else. The only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, is this now of any importance? Yes. Of course it was important, Your Honor. If Mr. D. Killer had met his client before the murder, then some likely he was mistaken. You're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. No, will the witness please continue? So, your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with Tues-Thurs' testimony. Yeah, there doesn't anything strange this time around. There's no more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in the testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. What, a week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Operations is able to finish. Stop implicating me in your crimes. When that specific night? No, I should have filled out requests. No suspicion. It's further. Since you had a request that night. Oh, for there. There was a suicide note, no shift, hotel room. Oh, I see. Was this important? That's just now made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figure. Well, why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already know that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Go to the bar, because we met her. Of course I did. What was that? Why was it that pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us more details. My client is a matter of principle. Never taken a request by telephone or mail. Why? Trust. One in the eye. No. Why he meets his clients is not important. That wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face-to-face... Him! Face-to-face that I began to trust him. Him! That's when I thought I could... That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face-to-face. I was right, was this something just now of any importance? Very important! I heard what I think I heard just now. But I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Oh, really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now to your testimony. Very well. I can trust this person as a client. As we now know, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So I would like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? Alright, well... Yeah, you can trust him, huh? Trust him? 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 You know... I was wondering if it would ever come up. That her name is Adrian? I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley D. Killer? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So, what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you've ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. I mean, you can't really assume that kind of thing. I mean, that's kind of messed up, Phoenix. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. D. Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh, that's great. I was not ready for that. When attorney broke a radio by saying she was a woman, and also made it leak oil. Oh my god. Mr. Edgeworth, I can understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? It has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. And luckily for Mr. D. Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley D. Killer, this court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow to testify once more. He's just gonna spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. The whole truth. All of it. Not the half-truth. The whole truth. Yes, now I remember, I took the request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. And that's with the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. You already said you don't? Okay. So you took this job through a letter? He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. Which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. Break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious. But I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindless yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. D. Killer met with his client?
I don't think so, no. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
Thank you. You're on the questioning, which is a waste of time.
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong.
Shut up. Shut up, baby. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. No one asked you, okay?
Well, you gotta tease me, bro. Stop teasing. Just a tease. And why did you not meet certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more requests. By not reaching every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities.
On top of which, the times have changed. It is the age of information and computers, correct? I have joined the times, and now I take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? You have to mail that in a specific insulated envelope.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I mean by electronic mail was commonly referred to as email.
Email?
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Contest of mimicry. Ahem. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and... This is for the murder of one card and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? 3 other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and got him, mad. Let's still push it further, though. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? There's some of the stench of a backstabber. Should you turn out to be one? Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Ooh, yes, it has to be. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Florida's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. And you gave it to your client. Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish. The figurine gave... It was just to find that figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews. I don't know if she would have... She has already said that she would, like, destroy it multiple times. She would destroy the note, and we know that the note was in the bear. But why would she want to do that? Right? I don't... I mean, I guess I could just, like, present one of them? Maybe? Yeah. Ooh, oops. Shelly D. Killer? I should have really given the bear to Miss Andrews. And this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going.
Oh, where's everyone going? Do we need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor! Please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. If, even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Even if it was a fake.
Order! So that's where you two were going.
So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it was that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. That is your intention, and there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney! Bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in the... Mr. Wright, how are you? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... Prosecution. Aye.
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. D. Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley D. Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
If I had the trial here right now, then your client, not on guard, would be declared innocent. And in this place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews. You charged with murder?
The prosecution has no further question. So, we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, not on guard, to the stand.
Thanos from D-Killer's hideout didn't make it in time. Tried as hard as we could, but looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as truly innocent and... I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Huh! So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. On guard?
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving us on client up like this. Especially like a spring breeze crap. It's just atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with unpronounced innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? What I said? Justice? Should I save Maya's life? You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. If I say he's innocent, then Santos will be charged with the murder. If I say he's guilty, I'm not guilty. Any other choice I make, someone's life is going to end. I mean, Adrian Andrews technically isn't going to die. Well, actually, wait. Is the death penalty in this game? Hold up. I don't actually know. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Adam Guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't have the evidence tell me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Adam Guard, is... God, I can't in good conscience say that Adrian Andrews is at fault here, because he's not. I can't do it. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Madame Guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Madame Guard is...
Objection!
Francisca! Oh, looking as cute as ever. Francisca von Karma? What are you doing here? Oh! See, now don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. Hey, that's Edgeworth, that's Gumshoes! I think it's about that tattered rags anyway. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. Also, what is inside this raggedy cloak? So that inside the coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Vital evidence? This trial's really long. As I expected. I'm glad I didn't do this yesterday. It would have been like midnight by the time we're done with this. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe there... I do not believe that any evidence presented now will change the outcome of the trial. What? Your Honor, it's our duty to examine every piece of evidence out of the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. Oh god, that's choking on my water with that one. Oh man. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, there's one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Question for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We're yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisco. It's probably not going to help us very much. Slide of the court record. Small caliber pistol that was thought to have been fired by the killer at Francisco. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Hey, why did the killer took that from Ongar's mansion? Question more details. Well, do you check the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Actually, the killer is no ordinary man. He was added to the court record. And retrieved the killer violently tried to recover it. Contents unknown. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. Even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. The one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what was that? There's a button missing on this uniform. A button? Very unique button. Sure, if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniform under the court record. One by the killer on the night of the murder. One of its special buttons missing. That's all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure, probably under normal circumstances, these items from Jelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Carmen. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor. Please, allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful, absolutely splendid. Such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far, you can't give up now. But, no matter how I think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. 2? The first? Make Vanguard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Vanguard himself wishes to be convicted, then he'll let his hostage go. That may be true, but... That's me to do the impossible! Second way... Force the killer to end his contract with Vanguard. The killer would no longer think of Vanguard as his client. He would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible! He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first. But if we can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, it just says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person needs the evidence? Defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've all seen the pieces of evidence. Others may have come to know the truth. There's one person who has yet to see them all. That person does not know the truth. That truth. Maybe what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Let me all respectfully sit back and listen, kids.
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then, you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright,
Fair to ask with such passion. I will grant you one chance. One chance? You should have evidence of who you think is the right person. That's impossible. To turn a situation around in one try. One try. That's all I will permit. Well, you know what that means. That means we save the game. Because I have no idea what to do here. Save again. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Enguarde down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's not waste any more time. Alright. Now, there is one more thing that I know about this game. Admittedly, it was very recent information. But, there's two endings. There's two ways this case ends, right here, right now. And that's quite interesting. Obviously, there's one of them is good, one of them is bad. So, here's the deal here. I've just said at the point where we are about to choose. I'm gonna try to do both. I'm just trying to see here what my... Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure I understand this right. Alright, let's get the bad ending first. So we can end on the good note. Who would like to show the evidence to? Well, if we want the good end, it's pretty obvious who we pick. Memes? I mean, I guess you could say that. So, let me see. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. There's something other than Shelly's profile, the videotape, and also why Enguarde wanted the blackmail. Okay. So well, let's say, I don't know, Adrian. Wait, because I believe if I come down here, yes. A lot of we do anything for a scoop, a lot of yeehaw, you betcha. So what you want me to do, Phoenix? Will you testify for 3 cases? I don't testify more than twice, plus I heard testifying in 3 different cases occurred for 10 years. I don't miss this woman listened to. Honestly though, I don't know where this is going, or if that's the end of it. But I dig it. Honestly, if Lada could just stop showing up in cases, I would be very happy. Why did she testify so much? Her and Old Bag, I wish I would just stop. I see. And now? Someone's got one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Ah, I see. Okay. Let's show her the bellboy's uniform. Because if I am looking at this correctly, Gonna go against me knowing I have something special to you? Phoenix. No, it's my job to point out contradictions. Okay, so what if I what if I have an itchy pointer finger? Do you say it? Okay. And also why he wanted the black one. Cool. Bellboy's uniform. That should be okay. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shocked, so... I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. What? No one understands what you were talking about anymore. Wait, please, one more chance. That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Madame Guard, not guilty. Hey, good job. Oh, yeah, well, we did it. We got him off the hook, yeah. Honestly, that's how I feel when Old Bag is on the stand. I resonate with Edward in that one. I hate her. Not actually, but she is quite annoying. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, Maya's safe now, at least. Just like that, case came to an end. Well, I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. It was never meant to be. Because a miracle, something that doesn't exist. Dang, Phoenix. The end. Well, there we go. That's the bad ending. We did it. We got the bad end. Alright. Now to actually win this case. The proper way. I mean, I guess technically we won the case, but... We're going to show the evidence! Let's go to... Shelly D. Killer. I see, and now tell the court the evidence you want to show this person. I want to show them the videotape. And that should be it. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. All right. Look, I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes. One is all I need. I have here a videotape. It's found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. But Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Madame Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail you. He said so himself. Your client once told me something very interesting. He told me that the world was gonna roll me. And also that I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly D. Killer? Yes. Oh. Oh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, but it's natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them. Protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? Well, that's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. Down under the D-Killer name, even if it takes an eternity. I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Wow. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor was the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around! Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. But I'm not an item! Maya? I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, well, actually, I don't quite know what just happened here. With the client and the witness. Miss Von Karma, where did the...
She always has... Ugh. She always has you in her sights. Now, I believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Well, that's a cool sprite. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
You finally reached the end of a very long battle. He's convicted or acquitted. There's no escape from him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Plead guilty. I see. There's an achievement for innocent. But we're gonna say plead guilty. Madam Guard, even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, if you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Guilty! Guilty! Oh, dude, calm down. It's okay. You don't need to wreck your face. Why would you do that? Like your whole thing. It's being hot. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Me? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Madam Guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. For real? I'm going to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. I must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness. She has an illness. You're going to say you would choose death. That is of no concern to me. God, that was so harsh when you did that. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, it's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. That's nice. Okay? Did you use your combined strength to convict Matt? I feel like I've finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy you were in charge of this case. Man, she is so cute. I really don't know how to express how I feel about this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, you're very welcome. Oh, you little cute son. Get out of here. Get out of here, you little cutie.
It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. That's good enough for me. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Woo! March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. You were great up there, Phoenix. What I did up there was right, wasn't it? First time you've not gotten your client off. And you got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that. What's really important. You know, realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived at the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Dang. Is the whip even in my inventory?
Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? My client, Madame Guard, is
guilty! He's a dick! He killed her! That's him!
He is guilty, or he is not guilty. Those were your choices, then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Hey, we finally figured it out.
Right.
Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls! That's true, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mr. Maya's safe! Get it, you did it, Mr. Nick! Ow, she pushes deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh. Ah, I see, okay. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. Oh god, look at her. She's also so cute. About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth?
for my own personal victories. For guilty and for guilty verdicts. I can read. Reading is the thing I do. Use every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. Yes, that's me! I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. After another case, of course. Because, you know, admittedly, that extra case came out after this game. No. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. Prosecutor who has shamed himself at the defeat should crawl into a hole and die. Wow! But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. It was in that moment, clarity, that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his unyielding faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? Doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. Never easy, on scratch for every inch. We will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes. That's the reason why prosecution and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Ain't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory and ran away in the middle of the night. Ah, he's Mr. Edgeworth, right, Mr. Nick? You let me down. When you disappeared, I felt great. I guess I decided to become a lawyer to begin with. It was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. We're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. Neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Discussed there's something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she uses to detect gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. And you should keep this right. Okay. Nick? I assume Maya, yeah. Maya? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Aww. Look at that. We're all together again. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through! Got on guard convicted. Like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But you sure pressed our luck this trial. Really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides,
if I did croak, I'd just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Oh, yeah, she's hungry, huh? Alright. I think it's time we go out... I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice, juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please! If you insist. Alright, so we'll be hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! March 23rd, 7:38 p.m. Cape Water Hotel lobby. Hey, pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Oh god. He looks so weird without the jacket. Gumshoe? You alright? Oops. Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I'd hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him. Oh god! You did it again, city boy! Like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Snooty Prosecutor, I'm sorry, Snooty. Don't you reckon you bully Mr. Right too hard? Gotta start being a lot nicer to him. He might just kick it. I might even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now, everybody gather round. I'm gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Quick, Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, it's all about eating. So let's go chat on, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day detective. Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's... Wait. That's odd. I ran up with the things from the killer's hideout. I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Or 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There's a 4th item? Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But, ooh, boy, I tell you, I really have something else. I will never, in my entire time playing these games, I will never have a consistent understanding for a voice Lotta. It will never happen. I don't know why. My brain just can't do it. Been getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped? Never a dull moment with you, huh? I can't. I can't do it. She's clearly Southern. It's so obvious. Like, it's been laid out so many times. My brain just doesn't want to go Southern with her, and I don't know why. I don't understand. Sorry. It upsets me. For no reason. Like, I genuinely don't know why it makes me upset, but it does. I think... Why does she look so happy about that? But you should have waited for 2 whole days. Aren't you scared? Yeah. It's really scary. I feel so hopeless. But to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mr. Myers' picture. Oh. No, I don't know where it went. Aww. That's too bad. Well, it's alright. Wasn't anything important anyway. It's nice to finally see them both smiling again. Oh god, I hate that sound. What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Common's receiver! Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. And then you're standing right here. The device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. Can I even do that? I can't even do that right now. I don't have an option. I'm afraid it's about time. Oh, okay, I'm sure I'm... You know, I'm going to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But, Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. Hey! You haven't eaten for a whole day. 2 days, basically. I had fun tonight, now, if you'll excuse me. Wait! What? I just want to say... Thanks, Edgeworth. Really saved me out there. Anyone should be saying thanks. It should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. Is there anything I can give him to express how I feel? I know! I'll give him a gun! The way they're possessive on Carmen, there's a certain mysterious nostalgia to it. Huh. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. The prosecutee. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Look out here when you're really looking smart. You cute boy. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Maya? Yes, Pearly? Guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? Well, Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly! Did you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone says thank you to Nick. Huh?
Or say thank you to Nick. Yeah, I'm at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Yeah, I gotta be a situation like that myself. It's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better anywho for $3,000. Or it better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh? Is this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? I don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
It's gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Come on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being hostage and all. Alright then. If you say so. That's great. Hey, credits! You came through this time, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Aw, man. Thank you to the, like, 8 people that worked on this game. For anyone that doesn't know, actually, that is actually not accurate. These, especially the early ones, are done by a very small team. So happy that you could save Mystic Maya. So happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel's pocket space for honeymooners. Space for the reservations for the 2 of you? Just in case. How did you make reservations? You're like 8? Ooh, pretty surprised at you, huh? Well, pal, it looks like I'm going back to the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of us, or for all of society. I'll do it. Crashing headlong and everything is the only way to live, pal. I don't know about that one, but good job, I guess. It's nice to know that you have your job back, Gumshoe. You deserve it. You're a great guy. Oh, her! I forgot about her! Oh, I don't remember. I Maggie Birdie, retired. We're gonna be a waitress from now on. Bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Maybe you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. I generally don't remember how I voiced her because we haven't seen her for like 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks, really. It's been a long time. Did you do this, what, the first case? You're the first real case? No, she was the first case. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hadi. Oh. Recently. Yes. That girl, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even made so much of an eye on her, I would go, crack! I would go crack. It didn't matter if it got wet, though. Yes. Oh. God, Hadi's such a person. He exists, huh? He do be there. He's a dude. He do be there. It's time to begin our quest to world circus domination, sweetie. Let the world know we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? You think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they would laugh at most jokes. What was that about Mo? He didn't deserve that. Bro. Deki Atomi Kazuki Sonoyama? Good programmer, bro. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Bow curls! Represent! Got a new act all worked out. Prepare for Hallelujah Chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. God. Akemi Kimura. This game's got a banging soundtrack, honestly. What's this strat? Just an ordinary electric razor we're charging on a stand? I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But I don't get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. And used to call me Queen Wendy. Treat me like royalty and I was in the heels of the bird and speaking. The bird played a fire was very dangerous because I was sort of the city. Hatsumi Muranaga and Hiroyuki Kudao. And Kumiko Suekane Yukari Suwabe. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edric did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Well, you're welcome, Miss Andrews. You deserve it. Producer Atsushi Inaba. Thank you, Mr. Inaba, for a great game. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. Maybe both be blessed with longevity. Understandable. Executive producer, Shinji Mikami. What was that hit? March 23rd, 9:32 p.m. International departures at Gate 12. What? Where are you going, Francisco? How did you know I was here? With this. It's... I thought you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. Just like you. He planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy trap coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. It's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. Put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore, the case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. Expected to win no matter what. And failure? the thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm a genius. I've always known that. Oh, don't beat yourself up, Bunka. You're adorable, is what you are. But I had to be one. I had to. I may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been, and you always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. I have not seen Apollo Justice. I really need to play Apollo Justice. I really want to, but it's gonna be really awkward because they don't have like a remaster on the Switch at all, and I don't think getting it on Steam is an option right now. So it'll be really weird. I'll have to see if I can legitimately play it. No, Sedgeworth, I've always hated you. But I really want to play it, because I really like the character designs in Apollo Justice. They're all really, really good. I think every character I've seen from that game I love. And finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. I could win against that man. I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat. Oh, not Mr. Phoenix Wright. Then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. Aw. Yeah, but that's not on the Switch is the problem. And recording a 3DS requires me to go out and get a specific thing to record the 3DS, which I don't have. So I could legitimately play the game through the use of the 100% legal means that would require me to definitely purchase an emulator. Purchase a capture card for a 3DS that I own. I do own one. I see. You know I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? You were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. I mean, yeah, the emulator themselves isn't illegal. The problem is the ROMs. I'm very well versed in this. Actually, I pay attention to it a lot because I'm very much an advocate for ROM use and the legalization of ROMs. But unfortunately, according to the law, ROMs aren't inherently illegal either. But the main way people obtain those ROMs is illegal. Because if you actually own a physical copy of the game and go out of your way to extract the ROMs from those games, that is completely valid and legal to do, to my knowledge. Yeah, but downloading it from emulator or from coolroms.com, I never crucify it. What are you talking about? I literally exclusively defend ROM use. I have nothing against emulation, especially of older games. I'm very much for preserving the history of video games. Even the terrible trash ones like E.T. for the Super Nintendo. I believe all of them deserve to be preserved. Or no, the Genesis? Was it the Genesis or the Nintendo? I think it's the Genesis, right? The preservation of the history of video games is very important and should be preserved in the same way that we treat art. But some people don't like to think of video games as art. And though they are. They are a form of art. Regardless of what you think. I will stand by that statement. You say you're going to quit. You say you were... why am I struggling? That's a simple statement. You say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path. This is where we part ways, Francisco von Parma. Oh, that's so cute! Oh my god, I love it! Oh, can I have that sprite forever? You know what? I need an emote of that. I need an emote of that. I really do. I'm adding that to the list. That's going on the emote list. For anyone that doesn't know, the 15 points is to obtain a new emote slot, a new actual sub-emote slot, and yeah, right? Like Fire Emblem 6, The Binding Blade, a game that I really want to play. There's not a real English translation for the game. It's Japan exclusive. I mean, really anything before that too in the Fire Emblem franchise. And I mean, technically the Final Fantasy games are fine now because they've re-released and ported every single one of them 15,000 times on every possible system. But you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do next. Maybe after we finish Ace 3, maybe I'll play that one. I think that's what we'll do. I'll play. Roy does not suck. You take that back. He's cool. You know what? That's what we'll do. I was thinking of doing Three Houses or another like game like that, or even FE7. We're gonna play that one. We're gonna play 6. We're gonna play Roy's game. Because I've never played it. Because I do have it. I have it installed with the translation, so that I can actually understand it. Because again, that game doesn't have an English translation. Or Mother 3 is another really big example. If it gets an enemy without the Binding Blade and bruh. Okay, yeah, put him. Put any character without their signature weapon against an enemy and see what happens. The whole point of the weapon. What if Ike doesn't have his cool sword? What's he gonna do? Huh? What if Marth doesn't have the Falcon? That is Marth's blade, right? I'm pretty sure it's Marth's blade. I know Lucina uses it. Like, Lucina calls herself Marth, therefore my statement is correct no matter what. That is actually a good question. I'll figure that out later when we get into it. I don't know. God, I love this. I love that. I'm sorry. I should continue, but like I love seeing this. It's what they do for like 90% of the game. I mean, I guess that's fair, but still, exactly. The other lords, they have their like signature big special weapon. How useful are they without it? Francisco Karma. I don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. The battle begins now. So you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. God. Crying Von Karma is the best thing I've ever seen. Oh, thank you for that. I needed that. Phoenix Wright. One day. Someday. Sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this 4th piece. I can give it to you, and at last we meet again. Ooh, I wonder what it is then. My assumption? Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say. My assumption is that it's the drawing that Maya drew. That's cool. That's nice. I like that. Great. Capcom presents Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But take it for a ride. Anyway. Isn't that song actually like a big copyright issue? I don't remember. I know there's something in Marvel 2 that's a big issue. Alright! That's it. There's only one game left in the trilogy. Trials and Tribulations. With what is probably my favorite prosecutor. I am curious to see how it goes. But that's it. We're done. Beat Ace Attorney 2. And we got both endings. Both the bad and the good ending. Sure, we lost the case. And Miles Edgeworth, of course, yeah. The best one. No. I think Miles is cool. I don't mind that Miles is... Like, I like Miles too. I mean, I like all of them. honestly. Well, not Manfred von Karma. Manfred von Karma's kind of a dick. And Payne. Winston Payne. I don't care for him either. But he's kind of just like a throwaway character anyways. He's just meant to be this weak little nerd that you beat up for his lunch money so you can understand how the game works every time. But still. Objection! He's guilty! Okay! He's guilty! Honestly, that's basically how that trial ends, though. It's objection. My client is actually guilty, Your Honor. I was honestly hoping that, much like the Steel Samurai case, which I think is still my favorite case out of both the two games, there was a part of me that was hoping that in a callback to the Steel Samurai, we would get another objection. The victim is actually the murderer. But no, we didn't get it. We didn't get a victim is actually the murderer. And so we just got that the defendant is actually the murderer. But, again, we have one more game to go in the trilogy. And then we're done. Done with the trilogy collection. Let me take the monitor over. I know the Great Ace Attorney collection just came out. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. And if I do, I don't know if I'm gonna get it on Switch or if I'm gonna get it on Steam, because I know it's on both. And this one's also on Steam, to my knowledge. But I didn't pick it up on Steam because I believe it came out on Switch first. I might be wrong on that, but... Turnabout Tunes bundle? Bro, let's go. But I did grab it on here, obviously, on Switch. But it is cool. And the Grace Attorney Chronicles, which I think is 2 games? It's the Greatest Attorney and the Greatest Attorney 2, I think? Yeah, double pack for both of those. In which you get to play as a rookie lawyer and work with Sherlock Sholmes in England. Definitely not a Sherlock Holmes thing. That'd be weird. No, but maybe we'll put that some other time, sometime in the future. But we have Ace Attorney 3 to get through, and then Fire Emblem 6 apparently is what we've decided to go with. Translated, of course. And then I don't know what we're gonna do after that. Because we're still kind of in a weird limbo as far as games are concerned. I hope we can get Ruined King in the near future, since, you know, I'm still waiting for that to come out. But whatever it does, that'll be a good time. I just know it. I know it'll be a good time, because I'm going to love it. Because I love League War. But, that's the plan of action. I'm trying to think. Ace Attorney 2 is great, though. That was a good time. That's a good time. It's Skip on Karma. God. You know, I really need to make a... I'm gonna make a thing for myself, a little notepad document for the emote mission thing. So, I guess to reiterate that, because I don't know if I actually fully said it, I think I got sidetracked. Our goal up there, the 15 sub points, or the 15 subs, is for, as it says, it will unlock a new emote slot for tier 1 emotes, and then I will go and commission an artist for some emotes. I'll actually probably grab a 5-pack. I don't know who I'm commissioning, but I already have ideas for the emote. I know what I want to do. For a couple of them. In fact, I think I have them in my book, because I know that they do good emote, great work, love all of them. So I think that's correct. I'm gonna make sure I still have them in there. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. Yes, this is them, I think. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so if I remember right, they do commission groupings of 3 or 5 for emotes. Yeah. Oh, no, actually, I guess they only do 3 packs. It might have been someone else that I saw that did a 5er. Still, I see a lot of artists on Twitter, because I follow a bunch. Well, I guess actually at one point they did a 10 emote commission, so I could probably ask them when the time comes if they would do a 5 or something. Still, I'm keeping the deets on that on a secret. I mean, I guess one of them is a little known, but I'm keeping the details on the other ones secret. They're the emotes that I want, though. So I hope to have amazing emotes, and not the weird ones that I have now. I don't actually have any sub emotes right now. They're all disabled. I think they're all disabled. I don't think I have any of them as sub emotes right now. I think they're all considered. I know with the 3-bit emotes, and then I think I made all of them follower emotes. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's correct. I think they're all follower emotes. Actually, Mega Man might be a sub emote, but yeah, that's not really important, you know. So that's the plan, though. We'll get that whenever that happens, if that ever happens. I certainly hope it does. Okay, yeah, Mega Man's still a sub emote. Thank you to everyone who stopped by during the entirety of Ace Attorney 1 and Ace Attorney 2. And hopefully we'll stop by for Ace Attorney 3. Obviously, as I said at the beginning, as I will reiterate now, our plan for tomorrow is to just gotta chill, play some Strive, or maybe Hades, or something else, but most likely Strive. I'll most likely be playing Guilty Gear. But I have not been playing Guilty Gear that much, and I would like to. Let's play a little bit more of it. So that's the current goal, the current plan, is to play some Strive and have a great time with it, because, man, great game. It's really fun. Plus, I literally, as a showcase of how long it's been since I played it, I have not played at all with the DLC character Gold Dick Lewison out, which is not his name. It's Gold Lewis Dickinson, but I like calling him Gold Dick Lewison. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow, and also possibly Saturday, Sunday, as I say, literally every day, and then never follow up on. But that's the plan, at least. After that, we'll do Ace Attorney 3 and get that started on Tuesday. As is always the case, we got D&D on Mondays. And yeah, I think that's everything. Hopefully you enjoyed my inability to consistently voice act literally anything in this game and in this franchise, except for Gumshoe. Well, maybe also Edgeworth. I feel confident enough at that, and the Judge, and Phoenix. But I just speak for Phoenix. Hopefully it's enjoyable, though. I hope everyone has a great time with it. I'm having a great time with it. But unfortunately, the great time has to stop. So until next time, playing a little bit of Guilty Gear.